in my opinion, the greatest thing about Anchor is that you don't need a big budget. You don't need fancy equipment. Anchor gives you all the tools that allow you to record, edit, and produce a top quality podcast right from your phone or your computer. When we started out, we literally recorded to our phone for the first 50 episodes, and we never had a problem with it. We always felt like we got great quality, a great service, and it was easy to understand and easy to use. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, using Anchor, it is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joining me in the studio, it's said he once attempted a genetic experiment, meticulously splicing potato DNA with that of his own genitals, but he soon realised nobody likes a dictator. He's my co-host, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, good evening everybody, welcome one and all.
Roasted, mashed or fried?
It's got to be chips.
What's taters? Welcome back to a non-genetically modified, fully organic, nutritious episode of the show.
Yes, munchy time.
Thank you, new listeners and repeat offenders, for joining us. Hope you've had a lovely day, a lovely weekend.
Oh, yeah.
This week, it's a weird one this week, because, I mean, obviously, we do talk of conspiracies and stuff occasionally and that, and, we've been talking a bit on and off recently about the food we eat and, this non-meat, meat-free, what is it called? What they keep banding around a term for it. But this
shit in a bag.
Maybe start thinking about what is it we're eating, what stuff that they put in our food. Yeah. So this week we're going to be talking about GMOs, GMO conspiracies, the ethical as well as public health implications regarding the food we grow and the food we eat.
Yeah, the future of the food we eat as well.
The future. Yeah. Could genetically modified foods be a good thing? Created by evil organisations, or should agriculture be dialed back, meaning less diversity in the supermarkets, but stronger reliance on locally produced foods? Yeah, it's all coming up.
It is indeed.
Oh my days, my throat is absolutely. I was saying this last week at the end of the show where I was getting a tickly throat. Yeah. I have been so ill this week. It's not corona. Done my tests.
You've done your test.
I just got the normal flu. How unlucky am I?
You are.
You know what I mean?
Very
I say
unlucky,
that, how unlucky am I? But I mean, I'm lucky in a lot of ways just to have the normal cold, innit, really?
Wow, yeah, that's true. But it turned into corona.
Oh, yeah, don't say that. Well, they're saying, I mean, just going off topic, but they're saying like half of Europe's going to have it in the next week. So, who knows? What have you been up to this week, Mr. Taylor, anyway?
Me, I've just been busy because I got my licence in finally. So
he's got his licence now.
I need to get my work on
He's
now.
a fully fledged bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He can go out and dog it. He'll be like, dog the bounty hunter.
Yeah, I'll go looking for doggers.
He's coming for you. If you're in a car park. He does that anyway.
Yeah, if a brick goes through the window, it's me turning up.
If you're in a car park, flash your lights. He knows it's good to go. It's go time. It's go time.
It is.
So, yeah, I mean, so you've been busy getting all set up for that?
Yeah, that's... doing that, and then I've not really looked into. I've looked into the little bits of news like we're going to be talking about later on. Apart from that, no.
That's all I've done this week. Watch the news.
Yeah, you've been a busy boy on the news.
Busy boy on the research and the news. So we expect a pretty informationally packed episode.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've been ill.
Yeah.
This week.
So you've been in bed.
Yeah, pretty much. As you can't hardly talk.
Yeah, I know.
How I'm going to get 2 hours of podcast out. I felt weird just coming into the intro, which I actually liked your intro this week. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, you got to watch them potatoes.
Hush the tatties.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Well, we're going into that because, I mean, like, you know, nothing's sacred anymore. The noble potato, even that's been messed with.
You know what I mean? It's just
can't have anything.
No, you can't, and it's getting beyond.
Well, we'll be getting into that a bit later on, as well as much more. We've got NASA news as well as other stuff coming up.
Yes.
I watched Eternals finally this week.
Did you? Right. Okay. And what did you think?
I was saving it, man. I was like, God, it's on Disney Plus. There's no point watching a copy. It's like, you know, I don't want to ruin the film. It's supposed to be really visually good.
Yeah.
Visually, I'd say it was all right, but it just didn't feel up to the standards that I'm used to with Marvel movies. It did feel, and I don't know if the big thing about it, and this is the only reason why it made me feel like I was watching a DC movie, was Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but she just disjointed the whole film for me.
I watched
it. It was like, we're watching a Marvel film. Oh, yeah, and there's Angelina Jolie.
I can't even remember if I watched it to the end.
Really, I
remember the beginning, but I can't remember if I watched it to the end.
I honestly fell asleep about an hour in, and
I was
then
going to watch
I
it
woke up and
last
had to go back and watch the rest of it. But
I thought I might give it another go, because I did that with Spider-Man. I still haven't seen the end because I fell asleep watching that as well. But
how can you do that to Spider-Man?
Well, I did it with the Matrix as well, but then the next day I went, right, I
just think you might be
narcoleptic. No, I'm just tired.
It's like just falling asleep during movies, like really good blockbuster movies. I mean, let us know what your opinions were on Eternals, if you've got a decent opinion on it.
Yeah.
Drop us a comment. We'd love to know. I mean, like I say, I kind of felt like it was a DC movie in that quality aspect. And like I say, you know, because DC usually use big actors, big names, it was seemed like I said, it was just like, well, who are these guys, and why is Angelina Jolie chilling with them? You know what I mean? It was like, it kind of separated it from me. It wasn't the suspension of disbelief was broken.
Oh, we want the suspension of disbelief.
That's why I like using no-name actors.
Did you watch that Don't Look Up? Really good.
But you did recommend it.
I did recommend it, yeah. If you'd liked, what was it called? Not the Big Short. The Big Short. It was sort of like that on what would happen if a meteorite was coming. What would the governments do if you found out and you went and did your stuff? What would they do? And
it was like they'd send you home. I actually said this to you before. In a separate conversation we were having, I was like, you hold yourself in high regard, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you'd be the guy who'd be able to knock on the Ministry of Defence and, you know, be like, look, guys, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, go away.
Give me this, give me that.
I mean? Then they're going to be like, I'm not giving you nothing.
I'll go and sort the sitch out.
And this is a similar thing. I mean, even though you might be a smart-ass brainiac, who knows everything about science and stuff, you know, unless they consider it a threat, and you go banging on the White House doors going, we're in danger. I mean, like, look at the guy who was shouting about the pandemic, the doctor.
Well, yeah,
and he just got told, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know how much about that was like just, you know, the Chinese government telling him to shut up.
Well, yeah, but like no one from any other government followed it up as much. The World Health Organization should have, but didn't until the actual outbreak. They did send 2 people there, but then it was like there's still a lot of hidden information through what had happened then.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's one of them, but it's I do recommend it. It's
it sounds good, and it sounds a bit more like, you know, asteroid, an apocalyptic sort of movie where, you know, brace for impact. You've got it's sort of Armageddon.
Yeah.
But the way you described it, it's like just wrapped up in red tape, where it's like, we're the scientists who can help, but it's all the loops and hoops they've got to jump through to try and get an audience with the people who can make the decision.
But the proof is in the pudding for what happened in, I think it was 2096. In 96, like, a meteorite was coming in and they had 90 hours to work out, was it going to hit us, was it going to miss us, and it hit the Sahara Desert. And then from that time, because we did get hit by it, and it could have done some really bad damage.
What it could have done. Do you know what I mean? They were like, fucking...
Films
they
have been
didn't tell
saying
us.
it for years. Scientists have been telling it for years, but there's never been a budget for it. But then from that day on, the budget started getting in there, and there's more and more now.
Yeah, but I think as we plan to go more out into space, then the need for tracking what's in the skies... and in space, it becomes greater, because we need to be able to maneuver around that stuff, you know, or even defend Earth against like interplanetary objects that could be a threat. Like, you know, not necessarily alien, but, you know,
one
like
of the first things we do.
Debris.
Defense, I think. But then you've got to counteract the defense to turn against us as well, you know what I mean?
Well, no, but when we talked about this, about like even stuff we're putting up into space junk could pose a threat further down the line if it re-enters the atmosphere, gets sucked back in through the gravity, you know. We're talking about, you know, Mother Earth and nature. I mean, you don't get much more nature than space. You know, that's you know, not just because we've thought, oh, we best clean up Earth. Don't be chucking it all out. It's like sweeping it under the rug, innit? Anyway,
well, they always do, don't they? As long as they get the cash in.
That's the point, isn't it?
Follow the money.
So, any been up to anything else before we move on?
Nah, not really, to be honest. No.
Well, I will take this as an opportunity.
Go for it.
To say that this episode is brought to you in part by Audible. Audible is a great way for new customers to try audiobooks and make the most of every moment.
That's true.
With your trial, customers will receive one free audiobook of their choice to keep, even if you cancel.
Yes.
Prime members will get 2 audiobooks because they're nice like that. And the ability to choose from a world's largest selection of audiobooks, including bestsellers, new releases, sci-fis, romance, mysteries, classics, and more.
I don't think you could go wrong.
So after 30 days of your free trial, you'll receive one book every month for $7.99, and you can cancel any time. They've got loads, to be honest. And I think, like, obviously, if you do a lot of commuting or, you know, working where you want to get more reading done, but it's...
Yeah, if you're learning, like if you want to get information going through
I find some people are more visual learners.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't got that patience to sit down and read a book.
Whereas I'm sort of like that.
If it's read to you, or you know, you see it in a video form or something like that, people retain that information a lot more.
Yeah, that's true.
There could be something that you're trying to learn, or something like you just want to read that book that everyone's talking about, but you just don't find the time or the patience.
That's it. 50 Shades of Grey.
Hello.
50 Shades of Grey for you women. And I don't know, there's been loads for lads.
I think 50 Shades of Grey's got like a wide, spectrum of people who read it. To be honest, don't be so sexist.
Oh no, but most women were reading it. You know what I mean? It was a big book for the ladies.
Oh, well, now he's finished digging his hole. We can move on. Get your Amazon Audible trial. There'll be a link in the description, and like I say, a wide range of celebrity voices reading a wide range of books.
Yes,
done and done.
Great book.
So we promised we were saying we want to talk about food.
Let's.
This is what I was saying this to Taylor before. It's like talking about food. I was listening to a radio station, Manchester radio station, and the crap they were talking about is like, you know, they were like, "What's your favourite colour, sweetie?" You know what I mean?
Flavour, just colour.
No, just colour. I mean, like, you know, straight away go into the chemicals and the dye. What's your favourite food colour?
Your favourite dye?
Yeah. Well, it's like, what's your favourite colour? Basically, I mean, obviously, food we eat is inundated with like chemicals, additives, preservatives. You know, things are pasteurized. There's loads of different ways of preserving food.
Even a certain amount of bugs and stuff like that is allowed in the food.
Of course, yeah. I mean, but like even from like back in the day, I mean, you've got companies who, you know, they do pride themselves on being organic, and the food they put out there, they, you know, as far as they know, contain no GMOs. It's fully organic, healthy for you. It might just look a bit dodgy. It's not what you see as a prize-winning carrot or a lettuce that's spot on perfection. It's slightly smaller, maybe a bit weird and warped, but that's veg. That's veg, man. What do you want? Does it need to win a beauty contest to be able to go in your stew?
Well, I'll tell you
what I don't understand. But looking into this week has got me really interested again in what I'm eating and food that I'm eating. And GMOs, although they were a big point of discussion a couple of years ago, they kind of have gone out of the picture and out of the frame. But recently they've started cropping up again, and mainly because of the pandemic, really, right? So the way I
Food
understand it
shortages.
is not just for food shortages, but it comes down to the vaccine, right? So in the rush to get a vaccine out, there was a lot of kind of genetic experimentation, a lot of maybe things that they wanted to try that could get us a vaccine that weren't ethically allowed, or they weren't legal. You know, to
they're
do.
not legal for a reason.
Yeah, and they're not illegal for a reason. They were, but they've probably tried to put that chemical through or that technique through and rejected. But because the vaccine needed to be made, a lot of stuff went under the radar and was passed.
A lot of loopholes.
And loopholes were created, and it meant that a lot of this, you know, genetically modified started to creep back in again, and it came back into, like, you know, the media and people talking about it. If you don't know what GMO means, it's genetically modified organisms. The way that they operate is by taking a gene out of an existing plant or fruit, vegetable, and replacing it with something else. So they'll look at like a whole pantheon of, like, you know, fruits, vegetables, animals, bacterias, anything that, you know, has genetics, right? And they'll go, well, that eggplant, if we take a bit out of that puffer fish, it'll make it be able to just give a toxin off, which means that any pests that eat it will die, we'll get better crops, and, you know, everyone's happy, right? You'd think, right?
You'd think,
There's a lot of people who don't agree with GMO, but I mean, corn is the biggest one in terms of, like, why corn is so uniformed, why every kernel of corn will be bright yellow and look dead appealing, whereas,
that's what it's about, the appeal.
But this is it, it's the appeal of how we as a society want food, how we kind of come to see food.
Psychological,
definitely.
playing, because they know how to play the thing. Like I've said this, I say this quite a lot actually, about if you've got a table and it's got 4 cups, and you've got a table where it's got 8 cups, you go to the 4-cup one, you'll pick the one that you want. If you go to the table with the 8 cups, you're more likely to stand there for a lot longer to make a decision, and then you'll probably make the wrong decision.
Now, it is funny because obviously for years we have, you know, been able to genetically modify foods by cross-pollination. Right? And that's one thing, I mean, we'll get into that. But obviously scientists have now found a way to introduce and transfer DNA from one species to another in an editing technique that basically changes the host DNA. It's called genetic engineering, and that's exactly what they do. They're engineering your food for reasons, and they've got the reasons. Some of it could be that they want to produce bigger crops, more hardy towards
it's
viruses.
mainly weathering on, like, it gives it harder skins and stuff, because another way
not
of
just
doing
weathering, it's usually beasts, like, you know, like your insects and stuff like that. Right.
Another way of them doing it as well is changing, turning on and turning off the genetic bars on certain ones, which to me is if you turn one off and turn another one on, there will be an adverse reaction to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's a reason why that one was turned on.
Well, this is the reason why anything's the way it is, because it's natural selection way, and it's the way it is. I mean, you could argue that, you know, bees were the first geneticists, in terms of pollination and creating new strains and new plant variations and new plant species, because they'd be travelling from plant to plant, and it's natural. But in the same token, bees can also harm the infrastructure of, like, you know, GM versus non-GM now, because you might have a field with, you know, and you're purely organic, whereas I've got a field that's GM, and, you know, we're right next door to each other. Can't stop bees from cross-pollination, which means I could get a level of GMO material in my organic food, as well as the bee can get a level of organic material in its honey.
And this was one of the biggest arguments about it, about how can you keep it in one area and it doesn't spread. As soon as you put one plant out there, it's out of control. You won't be able to control it from there.
Well,
and then that's how it is spread.
Well, it was actually started, the whole cross-species, cross-pollination revolution was pretty much started by a guy called Mendel. He was also known as the father of genetics, who was a monk who just enjoyed gardening.
Wow, there's loads of gardening.
He was born in 1822. He was basically in a monastery in Brunn, which is now the Czech Republic. He started studying peas at first, cross-pollinating them by hand with a little paintbrush, and then looked for dominant traits. He even kind of released a lot of papers on it towards the end of his life about how, cross-pollination gets stronger, hardier, more sort of tolerant plants.
Two strong ones in another two strong ones, and then you mix two or three, have about 5 or 6 of them, and then you'll have loads of different ways of.
This is what I'm getting at. I mean, it's like, right, the argument that geneticists and pro-GMO will put out is, we've been doing this for years, man. We've been doing since agriculture began. We've been naturally selecting. We've been taking the best bits and cross-pollinating. Now, I've got nothing against that because that can happen in nature. Yeah, these things that happen, like I explained there, the bees. Yeah, if that could have happened naturally in nature, then that's something that would have happened. Yeah, right. Changing it because you want it that way might never, especially when you're creating seeds in a lab.
Yeah.
How can you say that that's the same thing? I mean, creating a vegetable or creating some sort of like food stuff for a stupid reason. I mean, have you ever wondered why carrots are orange?
Oh, go on.
Well, this is quite an interesting one, actually, because carrots are bred orange, and that comes from the Netherlands. During the 17th century, most carrots were purple or white or yellow.
Orange, aren't they? On the flags and that.
That was the stock carrot. Most people got that, and that's what they ate. Purple and white carrots.
Yeah.
Obviously,
they're coming back on the scene, them as well.
Well, they are actually. Yeah, it's a bit of a fashion to get the heritage varieties. But what they did was they bred the orange one because they wanted to show support for the Orange Nassau dynasty, which were the leading family in the Netherlands at the time in the 16th century. So it was all to do with. It's like if you're waving your Union Jack, for the Silver Jubilee or whatever she's at, Platinum Jubilee. Yeah. You'll be there waving your Union Jack. These guys were all fucking wafting orange carrots because there's the royal family throwing a carrot around, but they were bred specifically to show support for them.
Yeah.
So it was
smart.
Yeah, I know, but now that is the most accepted version of a carrot that we now accept and know and love. And if someone brought you a purple carrot, you'd be like, "What the
fuck's that?"
I don't. What is that? All right? Is that just gone off?
Yeah, put it back in the ground.
Now, there's actually loads of different varieties of heritage varieties.
To be honest, there is a lot of them as well that are being distinguished. They're actually losing, all because of things like GM, because it comes down to profitability. So why should I build a tomato that you have to reseed? And come back to us for the seeds for it again instead of a tomato that actually.
Well, it sounds like Monsantos, isn't it? Yeah. So like Monsantos, we'll get into a bit later on, but that is basically what they do. They lab manufacture seeds, but then have to sell you the accompanying pesticides, Roundup, or whatever that they need in order to produce that crop. Right, so it's like we'll sell you the seeds, but you've got to buy this stuff as well, And then whereas a normal, crop would maybe reseed and you'd scatter the seeds again for the following year, and you'd get a forever, seasonal crop. Yeah, that's not how these genetic seeds work. What they do is they die. You're basically cropping once, they're done. You've got to buy a load more seeds. They fucked a lot of people up, and we'll get into that. They're not considered one of the, if not the most evil corporation in the world for nothing. Bananas. Did you know bananas were genetically modified?
No.
Well, you'll be surprised tonight because, there's a lot of foods that, they say, oh, it's not allowed, or it's, these thingies against it.
Yeah.
But the amount of GM food that is actually on the market right now that you don't actually realise you're eating is ridiculous. So bananas again, it's one of those ones where we eat a lot of them.
We do. We like a banana or two.
But the bananas that we eat now aren't the same bananas that we used to eat. Yeah,
Ooh.
Because the last bananas we had, I can't remember the variety of those ones, but they were replaced by the Michelle. Yeah.
Oh, Michelle replaced them.
Yeah, and basically, do apologise. The banana that we had previous was wiped out by a disease.
Yeah.
So we had to bring the Pierre Michel or something in to replace it because it was more hardier against this virus.
Yeah.
Now apparently there's the virus has developed and could easily take out a variety of bananas now.
This is another thing with it that like you're messing with something that the counteraction that nature's going to do against it is going to actually affect us.
Well, that's how we end up with superbugs.
Yeah, well, yeah, or viruses.
Well, exactly, yeah. And I mean, like, when it's nature, and nature
does what it does.
What I say best. Finds a way.
Yeah.
She always does. If you're gonna, try and block a species from surviving, then it's gonna adapt and, evolve to be immune to that. I think like that is fucking basic. Yeah. And I said to you earlier, I think in terms of like when you start looking at genetics from a food level, and how cross-pollination, survival of the fittest, taking genes from this and that, it does almost sort of like confirm creation, not, you're not creationism, fucking evolution.
Darwin's evolution,
like in a smaller scale, because it's like, we're playing God there and we're doing exactly what nature might do, but in a quicker, more efficient way, as far as humanity is concerned, maybe, Yeah. So going back to the bananas, so bananas today are totally seedless in the sense that you might see those little black dots in them, but they're inert.
Nothing.
They're inert. You couldn't grow a banana plant if you planted one of them seeds.
Yeah,
they're basically nothing to do. They're just literally just there.
They're just there as eye candy,
and that's because they've been bred out, to make less seeder, and more easier, because I think somebody actually used the banana as a way of proving God at one point.
Eh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's so man fucking friendly, or human friendly, I should say, that it's so easy to, eat, hold, carry around with you. It's got full of nutrition, full of potassium, really good for you. It's literally zip it and eat it. It's like the first
but an apple
convenience food. It's almost like the first convenient. Yeah, but you can it's just convenient. Yeah, and I can't remember who it was, but he used it as a way of trying to prove that God must exist because he invented the banana. Like,
okay, well, yeah.
Another little fact about the banana, right, and this whole dying off of this original strain, if you like, is the reason why banana sweets and banana flavourings don't really taste like what you think banana tastes like now.
You know what? Yeah, I went and got some banana wheat bix, didn't even know there was banana flavour in there, and I tasted it, and it was like nasty.
Do you think it doesn't taste what like a banana tastes like now, does it?
No.
Well, that's because that flavouring was taken from the original banana that we basically had as consumers. Right?
We're used to seeing a banana like this and tasting
they derived that flavouring from that speck of banana. And then that Michelle came in, and we never upgraded the flavour. As a flavouring. So if you were to taste a banana sweet or candy, and think, oh, that tastes totally different to what I know banana tastes like. That's because
it's more harsher, isn't it?
It's sweeter. And that was that was the actual flavourings from the original banana that went extinct. So there you go.
Yeah.
Corn is a big one.
Yeah, we have a lot of corn in a lot of products around the world.
Looking, obviously the laws are getting relaxed all over, but in the UK regarding GMOs, they are around and still available in supermarkets. And most things that you would buy in terms of GMO is stuff that contains maize, corn, soya bean. And that was really interesting to me, the soya bean, because it goes into what I was talking about this meat-free stuff.
Yeah.
Now, soya beans...
The most
but
made.
Most of this stuff is what they use to feed the cattle, right? Yeah, so they'll grow this maize, they'll grow the corn, the soya stuff, and they'll feed it to the livestock, right? But there's also the problem of bleeding in. So, you've got the genetic bits and bobs that basically affect the animal products, like eggs, milk, cheese, that sort of thing. But obviously, sometimes it can change the DNA of, these animals, and then we still don't know what that effect's going to have on humanity further down the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, like I say, there's actually loads of food stuffs that's already on the market that you might not have known was GM. They're like canola oil, which is derived from rapeseed. It was first modified in 1970.
Jesus.
Yep, and it used Roundup, which meant that there was a big issue with it.
Yeah.
Also, it's 90% of the crops today are GM crops. So 90%. But I mean, it gets worse in terms of what we do. Potatoes.
Yeah, this was a surprise to me.
I remember when I was a kid, potatoes had a lot more eyes and stuff like that. A lot more blemishes.
Yeah.
Bruises and stuff.
Yeah, and a lot more plants living on.
The N8 potato, which was genetically modified to prevent bruising, spots and any other sort of imperfections. So that is one of the potatoes that's available in the United States.
Yeah.
Eggplants. So this is the BT Branga, which is Bangladeshi's product. They grow this over in Bangladesh. It's resistant to pests. Yeah. But it now produces a toxin that kills the pests. Yeah. I ain't ever heard of an eggplant that's ever done that.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's its natural state to produce a toxin.
Well, then how far is its toxin gonna get? You know what I mean?
Well, like I say, anyway, Soya Beans was the big one for me in terms of this is what I kind of found out about soybeans. Soya beans have been genetically modified since the 5000 BC.
Nice.
Yeah. So obviously they've been tweaked with for ages, but it's only in 1994 they discovered that they could pump all sorts of. It was basically a really good vessel for putting in other additives, preservatives, vitamins, proteins, and able to get them into a human body, for instance, It was a perfect delivery mechanism.
The pill of
food, if you like, right? Yeah. Soy is so versatile, you can literally put whatever in it, and it'll go, no worries.
Yeah.
So in 1994, they realised this, and it went onto shelves with all types of extra additive vitamins and whatever. It's believed up to 94% of all soya beans are genetically modified. I told you this last week about talking about this meat-free stuff, which is mainly soya-based.
That's why it tastes like shit, mate.
And it's all they do is they make a big grey sludge out of it, and then they go, right, have you got a burger flavour in there? Yeah, I could do with a burger flavour. Stick a bit of burger flavouring in there, a bit of preservatives, additives, make that shit last longer. It's not real meat, so we don't have to worry about like E. coli or anything like that. It could sit on a shelf for months.
Which is is basically what they want, a product where you can have it for a long time left on the shelf and they're quids in.
Well, not only that, it's highly genetically modified. Do you know what I mean? Is this just that? I mean, this is the stuff that 5 minutes ago they were serving up to the cattle.
Exactly. And now they're serving up to us.
Now they're saying this is the best option for you and your health.
So we've got to eat the shit that you leave
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't realise there were so many kind of variables to what we're eating. Like I said, honey, in terms of like bees. That's not something that we're doing in terms of we're not genetically modifying the bees and the honey. It's just a byproduct of
the fucking about with
nature. So the weirdest one in terms of like food that we've genetically modified, which really freaked me out, I've got to say, is when you start getting into the living animals. So one of the ones that freaked me out was salmon. They're genetically modifying salmon to grow 4 times faster, grow bigger with less feed. Yeah, so they grow bigger and they don't have to feed them. Yeah, right, and grow, and they have faster sort of cycles production cycles.
Yeah,
these are already approved in Canada, so they're already chowing down on these salmon. But in terms of like animals that we've created, basically. This is where we're turning into Frankenstein's fucking monster.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, right? So, we've got a story coming up in the news which is totally related to this. But we'll give you the lowdown. Give you the top couple of these, which you don't really want to know. So, rats. What would you reckon they hybrided rats with?
Pigs.
No, well, close.
Hamsters.
Humans. Human rat hybrids. This is genuine, yeah? So rats have been used for medical experiments and drug trials for years. However, in July 2019, the Japanese approved the idea of creating a rat-human hybrid. I don't know if they're actually a thing yet.
Yeah, but he's just saying
they've already approved it.
Yeah, so it's going to be there within... Well, it would have been done within the last couple of months after they've just got told.
All right.
They would have been prepared for it, and then all they have to do is the process of making it.
Well, they want to create the rat hybrid so they can better develop sort of human organs on another species. Do you know, like they were growing that ear?
What? That's what prisoners are there for. Those on death row, that's what they're there
yeah,
for.
How'd you fancy growing an ear on your back?
Yeah, let me.
Well, you did fucking do the crime. You shouldn't do the crime if you can't grow an ear on your back.
Either that or death row, mate. Which one?
Right. Well, dude, this is weird one. This one, right? So Freckles the goat.
What?
This is a strange experiment, basically. Okay. Weird, right? So this was an experiment where they, a professor in genetics attempted to infuse spider DNA into the cells of a goat.
What the fuck?
He wanted the spider goat.
Yeah, he should have been better with a pig.
What do you think? What was he trying to get out of that?
I don't know. What's he going to catch? Wolves?
Well, actually something very interesting occurred. The goat, Freckles, started producing spider silk in her milk. Out of the nipple.
Seeing it, you just made me think because they use that for bulletproof vests. They use
well, there you go. It's
silk,
probably coming from. It's probably goat silk more.
Well,
like
yeah.
It.
Well, if you can develop an animal that can bring a lot of it, then you won't need to tie.
Shouldn't be developing animals.
Well,
it's not your job.
Well, yeah, but
it's like right. No, we're gonna have a meeting, guys. We want to develop a new animal. What do you want? I want it to have the prowess of a fucking cheetah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Yeah, I want it to be able
neck
to.
Of a giraffe.
I want it to be able to fish like a heron.
Yeah, he's got to be a good
swimmer, man. Get a grip.
He's got to have a big fucking tail.
I don't know. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Silky
and I bet
milk.
There's been more.
How can that? But how is it that goat's child, if it ever has one, is going to be able to, nurse from its silky booby mum?
To be honest, I would have thought they would have killed it. Yeah, they would have killed it and either barbecued it or did the experimentation.
Well, talking about barbecues, here's one that there was a bit of kind of like human fucking thought put into this one.
All right.
Yeah, but only for the most fucking ridiculous ways. Featherless chickens.
Featherless chickens.
Straight
like
on the barbecue, straight in the oven, Sunday dinner.
So you don't have to plug, you just throw it in.
Oh, you still need to do the insides, giblets and that.
Well, why don't you make them born with no giblets and that?
Because you need them.
Oh, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, it's like internal organs. You need those.
Well, they only need one thing, don't you? Like you bring its heart or something like that.
Well, with the featherless chickens, but I think the most disgusting is human pigs. This is a real thing that is actually coming to
spider and pigs.
Literally got a story about it in the news.
Yeah.
But this is splicing human DNA into a pig to help cultivate human organs.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to that?
Well, they've been talking about pigs going into humans' organs for like years, for like at least 20 years of them talking about it. But waiting for it to happen,
Well, do you not think these, companies that are creating these, genetically modified foods? I mean, some might say that, they've got positives and they can help feed the world when, these nations that have got nothing. Or
we can
do you think
that now? It's just greed.
Of course it is. And I think there's enough food and enough, there's enough sort of fucking
There's enough wealth around
it is
the
to
world.
be able to do it
Yeah.
without all the fucking bullshit. I mean, they're able to supply them with seeds.
Yeah.
So we'll go into that actually, because that is pretty interesting. I mean, so in Haiti, a couple of years ago, there was an earthquake, and the Monsanto Corporation basically they were like, humanitarian aid, we've got a load of seeds here, help you regrow, or they lost everything, in this earthquake. Yeah, and they were like, here's a load of corn, here's a load of fruit, vegetables, fill your boots, anything else you need. Oh, by the way, you need this other chemical in order to grow it. Yeah, which meant that, like, they were like, what? So they've given the seeds, which only have like a shelf life of a year. You can grow one crop, and that's you back to square one. Yeah. So they're kind of locked into this sort of, reliance on this company now, right? To basically grow crops. There was a lot of farmers who kind of came out and burnt seeds. They were like, no, we're not doing it. We're not getting into bed with you. And totally respect that, But it does ask the question, is there a monopoly on our food, and are kind of these bio companies, big corporations hijacking our food supply?
Motherfucker, yeah.
Not only does it kind of like take away food diversity, because, well, again, this is a two-way conversation, and I mean, I can see it from both sides, because it brings diversity is in the sense that we're able to have stuff like exotic fruits and vegetables in our local supermarkets, because we're able to import, and maybe if we didn't genetically modify them, they wouldn't make it this far in terms of like how tough they are, how durable they are in transit, all these factors, you know what I mean? There are, I think, positives, but I think it's the way it's handled, not the idea itself, it's the way it's executed, So if you were able to kind of look at cross-pollinization as that's the limit. You're not really, going science-based and trying to genetically modify things in labs. Is that too far? Or, the natural way, it's cross-pollinization and cross fucking species, but it could happen in nature. Do you know what I mean? There's no way octopus DNA is going to get in a cabbage any other way than me putting it in there, right? And that's where I think the line is.
But nature will destroy something for a reason. There's a reason why that vegetable went out, and this disease was made.
Well, no, it's not. It's because we've chosen to believe that vegetable is the most consumer friendly, the most the one that people aren't going to get weirded out by. They understand it, they recognise it, and we can sell it for £2.50 a bag, right? That's the only reason why we have the products on the shelves now, because they're popular. It should be
neighbour helping neighbour, realistically.
It's not
no shops.
like, there's no discovery of new foods anymore, or even like we say the heritage versions of the foods that we already have. Does a purple carrot taste any different to an orange carrot? I mean, am I able to, as a human being, experience that and be able to choose whether I like purple carrots or orange carrots? Or do I have to do what they say and the fucking agriculturalist and say, nah, that's all that's available because we've decided they're the ones that are most profitable?
Well, at the end of the day, we don't need to do any of it, because it's us that are messing up the way things are done and not realising the counteraction that's going to happen to us later on. I mean, like not that long ago, we were talking about fields that were being cut down and using them for planting for vegetables and stuff like that.
So reforestation and stuff.
But then you're losing the parts of the little fellas, like the little bees, the beetles, and all that.
Yeah, just wildlife, really.
That wildlife is gone, and we've lost. What was it? Worked out something like 87% of our wildlife, and it's because we're putting more energy into making more kinds of food, which we can sell or put into another product to sell to make more money. When we should,
I think that's basically it, isn't it? It's about how we can sell things and make more profit.
Make more.
You hit on something there, actually. I mean, how are we going to be affected over time?
There
was a private study, actually, which was conducted by Professor Gil's Eric Serlane. He's a PhD. Normal studies go 3 months. Yeah, and that's generally what they'll do. They'll do a study for 3 months and then they'll report the findings. This study went over 2 years.
Good.
Yeah, and basically a lot of the findings came out of the 4th and 5th month, which goes to show that they do cut these things too short a lot of the time.
That's true.
It raised a lot of questions when his findings came out regarding GMOs in humans and our health going forward.
Yeah.
So it was a study using rats. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, rats have been used for experimentation and chemical trials for years. Was he using human rats? Who knows? I mean,
well, it might have been.
Well, maybe. But over the 2-year period, the rats were fed with a combination of GMO corn and Roundup. Yeah, right, which is obviously the pesticide they sell along with the GMO corn.
Yeah, which got rid of the bees.
Over time, all males had, with high GMO intake, had problems with the kidneys and liver.
Yeah.
In females, tumours in the mammary glands started to occur, and I'm not talking small, I'm talking massive tumours. And it turned out that most of the animals were affected. Now, the reason why this study was so kind of important is because, like you say, 2-year study, the equivalent of a rat's life compared to a human's is 2 years, right? So we can look at that data and say, well, that's, like over time, this is the equivalent.
Yeah, that's what we need,
right?
Long-term data.
Yeah, so it didn't come back good. Obviously, this professor has kind of put out his findings, and it's an accurate study, and it's a private study, because you'll find that a lot of the studies that have put out, a lot of the videos that you find on GM foods, a lot of the kind of information that you'll find which are put out by the people who make the GMOs. Do you know what I mean? They put public propaganda, but obviously there's a good documentary what I recommend. It's called GMO OMG.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's about obviously transgenic foods, splicing the DNA, and where humanity's going with it. So definitely worth checking out that. But I mean, could supermarkets do more?
Yeah,
I mean, these are the guys who are selling it after all. I mean, like, they're all about profitability and, every little helps and all that bollocks.
Yeah,
it's
they might be the ones selling it, but we're the ones who are buying it. And if we don't buy it, they don't sell it.
No, but we only buy it because it's like how it's marketed at
us.
So at the moment, like I said, this whole slop food, it's not really meat. Yeah. Fucking hell, Domino's put an advert up on the telly yesterday. Yeah, I saw an advert for Domino's saying, "Oh, look, we've made a meat-free pizza." Yeah. Right. I'm like, I'm sure they've been a meat-free pizza on the Domino's menu for years. It's called the vegetarian. Yeah. Right. It's got veg on it. Yeah, that's the meat-free version. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why vegetarians are content with eating products that resemble meat. Yeah, flavoured like meat.
Yeah.
And just because you've been fucking told it's not meat, that's okay. But I'll still eat a burger or a sausage or a chicken nugget as long as it's not really meat. But as if it tastes like meat, I'll still eat it.
You got to consider what's been put in with it and to make the flavours.
And these are the people who have obviously made a decision about not eating meat for ethical reasons.
Which
and what they concern about putting into their body. Right now, all of a sudden, you're eating worse. It looks to me like you're eating worse than
stuff,
what you had originally, to be honest. So,
and it's not
correct
your
me if
fault.
I'm wrong.
It's the way these companies are designed and how they psychologically...
Well, it's like I was saying about, 95% GMO, right? Yeah. It's sludgy stuff. Yeah. It's processed, right? So, turkey Twizzlers... Imagine them, sausages, never look how the sausage is made.
No.
I'd hate to see how this stuff's being made. And if they can package it in a way that makes it look like it's healthier for you, it's good for you, then your mind is going to go, oh, I'm going to have that. I mean, McDonald's have even just brought out the plant burger. Now, they never say what plant it is, They don't say this is made out of lettuce or whatever. It's just plant. So is that privet? Or is that grass?
Yeah.
What
the
is
grass
it?
you've been
What,
walking
just
on with
plant.
dog shit the
Plant
last 5 weeks.
is literally could be anything. That's just fauna.
Yeah,
so have you
people
just gone and
accepting
cut
it.
the hedges and then mulched it down and put it in a burger farm?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Now the soy bit, I think that makes more sense, and it does seem like a way of feeding you what they were just feeding the cow. Well, I'm not even a big meat eater.
Yeah, I'm not even a big eater.
I wouldn't say I was a vegetarian, but I mean, I would lean more towards the vegetarian.
Oh,
but
yeah, I've about 3 veg.
Even this now, it's like when you read the list of vegetables that aren't really vegetables. We made vegetables up.
What was it?
Broccoli.
Broccoli, yeah. Broccoli was man-made.
We've talked about that many times, about how the broccoli family bankroll every James Bond movie.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because they invented broccoli. Yeah. And why not?
Yeah, why not? Because people were going to have it. Like, if they didn't, then you wouldn't have it.
Oh, there you go. A couple of other evil, corporations. We mentioned the Monsantos, but, obviously they're not the only ones.
Oh, no. Well, let me go through the FSA's standards for Britain, which is the...
Crack on, son.
Food Standards Administration. Basically, to actually go through, like a GM, if it wants to come through to our foods, it's got to prove that it can't be toxic. It's got to have natural values, vitamins and stuff like that in there, and causes no allergies or anything like that.
Is that right? Because to be honest, I think more allergies I've than ever seen before. To be honest,
yeah, totally agree with you. And to sell in Britain, it's got to be risk of health, no risk to health. It has to be all right for the consumer to have, and as
but I mean, come natural. On, it's like it's not natural.
Well, I know.
Look, right, like I said, I mean, in terms of pros and cons, there are pros in terms of like if you can save someone's crop from, being wiped out by a disease, and like the papaya was a big one, and sorry, I do apologise.
And it's ruining forests.
Well, this papaya, they basically cured it of a disease. Yeah, made it more hardier, saved the agricultural economy. Yeah, right. In foot knows where it was, but that's what happened. And like, I'm not saying it's
Brazil,
got
I think.
Bad. It's all bad. I just think in terms of like,
there's consequences,
the ethical implications, and when you should implement these things, and to what extent. It's like when you're genetically modifying animals, and like you're bringing life into the world where that animal did not exist, and you're playing God and bringing in life. Now, I mean, look at Australia and the way they operate their borders in terms of their natural ecosystem. They don't want to let anything else in that might jeopardise the wildlife and the fucking infrastructure that's there for the wildlife, and the natural habitat. Why would that be any different anywhere around the world? And why would you knowingly introduce something that could really devastate the population? Or not devastate the population, but devastate that particular strain of fruit or insects or whatever.
Well, funny enough, they do actually grow GMM foods in Australia.
I did actually look into that, but they're very highly regulated, I think.
47.63 million acres of land they actually grow. And the reason on that one is they only produce 1.47 million pieces of crop, while the others actually do a hell of a lot more. I think that's the lowest amount of crop to do, but they've used a big amount of land for it.
Well, there you go.
Which, in one way, it could be good because they might be looking at putting it into a little piece of a massive piece of land so it doesn't spread as much.
Yeah.
Which would be a good thing. But even we can actually have food. Which we do, that is produced by the tech, GMO tech.
I know, Well, living bacon. Living bacon is one of them, if you never heard of that. That's right, it's actually alive. Yeah. So this is they created it. It's basically a slab of meat that's pain-free, It doesn't fucking grow or anything like that. It doesn't fucking bug you. It's just a
Which,
block
if it's
of meat.
Free, then it doesn't have all the items in there, as in like the receptors.
It's
and
literally
stuff like
they're
that.
just growing ham, basically. Yeah, like
you're not getting everything.
You don't get all the brain and everything else. But then, like when you start genetically splicing human with pig, it's like, well, what's at what point are they going? Help me.
Well, yeah. Well, what about cheese?
What about cheese?
Cheese is actually they use a GMO enzyme to actually clot the milk. But it doesn't have to be actually written on the package.
No, they don't. Literally, I was looking at my Kellogg's Crunchy Nut cornflakes before because I know for a fact it's got corn in it, right?
Yeah.
And nowhere on the packet does it say, and it doesn't have to say.
No.
Yeah, as long as it's basically,
it'll
say something corn. It won't say GMO corn. It'll say something else corn, like, or whatever.
This is another way
There's a way of disguising it. And it's like, it is, I think obviously people have got into the habit of checking the nutritional qualities on foods.
And not being printed right.
And again, I think it's a case of that new laws and regulations need to start coming out as interstate what it is you're eating. And I think there's a lot of stuff that in Europe and the UK that it does need to be printed on the packet.
Oh, yeah, a lot of info.
Whether it is or not, I mean, obviously Kellogg's have been done in the past for having no nutritional value in the cereals. I mean, but they advertise that they do. Full of minerals.
Yeah, which anything that comes out of the factory can be put any kind of mineral in there, really.
So have you got anything else to add on this?
I have, 29 countries actually grow this. There's 179.7 million acres used, where in 1994 it was 1.7 million acres, so that's how far it's like grown. That's like 7 times the amount of land England has. So it's 7.
Bloody hell, that's in Australia?
No, that's worldwide. The top ones are US, Brazil, Argentina, India, and Canada.
Right, okay. Well, I like to say Canada to get the fish.
You do? Yeah.
So, I mean, I think this is it. I think a lot of countries are opening up to the idea of it, but a lot of it... now... We'll go, like I say, I've got a story coming up in the news, which is very, on point. But it's like, when you think about what it is you eat, and is this debate just getting started again in terms of what we can, what we're going to be, taking in as eating in the future. I think
they're looking at giving us a pill, aren't they?
They've been saying that for years, going like into Jetsons. It's like, your food will be served in pill form.
Would you want a pill to? I'd want the real thing.
Or like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when she's eating a gum and it's like, it's a roast beef dinner.
Yeah. Well, but then you're still not getting. All you're getting is the flavour. You're not getting the texture.
Well, this is what the point, and that's what I'm saying. You're not getting the nutritional value, are you? I mean, this is the point I was saying about crisps. Crisps are just a delivery mechanism for the flavour. Chips.
Yeah. They're a flavour factory.
It's a flavour factory, and it's totally. Like, but is that an avenue they could branch off into if it did ever go into pill form foods? Do you know what I mean? It's like we're already halfway there. We just make you the roast beef flavouring, stick it in your pill. Yeah. Bob's your uncle. As long as you can provide the nutritional, we can provide the flavour, baby.
That's true. But I was surprised when I looked on the map of which countries and how much is being done, that actually Russia and the Nordic countries, nothing. They're not really...
Because they know better.
Yeah. They seem to be the clever ones, but then with all the other ones being grown around the rest of the world, it's only a matter of time.
I just think there's a lot of countries who do have ethical standards, and I think, when...
leave shit alone when you don't need to touch it. It's
when
not broke.
And plus, it's like if you start, like I say, if you start introducing stuff like that, it's like there's no turning back from it.
This is it.
But the problem is, as other countries do, obviously, think dust on a wind, man. It's like, seeds can get carried by the wind and end up anywhere. It's like, is it too little too late? Is this the future of food now? It's a case of that we won't eat anything that hasn't been messed with by human hand?
We're going to have to fight for our food soon, I think.
I'll grow my own.
The way it is.
I'll grow my own.
You won't be able to. There'll be a law going.
You're not allowed to grow your own veg.
No. Yeah.
Well, is that the end? Is that everything?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah,
right,
if everyone else is.
Well, moving on.
Well, yeah.
Well, over just to go down the list though, a couple of other veggies that were man-made, quick time. So bananas, corn, watermelons, apples, tomatoes, carrots, peanuts, strawberries, eggplants, and oranges. Nice. Just to name a few.
Just a few.
So, you don't even get stickers on veg to say, nutritional value and all the rest of it, do you?
No.
Well, just don't. You see, remember Dolly the sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a load of thing about that at the time, weren't there, about Dolly the sheep? She ended up having like 6 lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, dying a ripe old age.
Yeah.
But there was all that talk about being able to pick the colour of your kid's eyes and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that might actually be a thing. Is it eugenics or something like that?
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, that could actually be a thing further down the line.
Well, I think
even more to worry about.
I think there's actually practices now that actually offer that at a price.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, there
they
you
moved
go.
into it, but they moved into it a bit quiet. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Under the table, like.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well,
they've hit a lot of things.
If you've got any questions about tonight's topic, don't hesitate to leave us a comment, drop us a message.
Yeah. Or
it's hard tonight. I've got to listen to that throat. I can't hardly speak.
Yeah. Or you can listen in a couple of weeks when we're actually got a professional DNA expert.
Yes, we have. Actually, we're going to be joined on the show by a DNA expert who'll be able to answer some of these questions and a lot more.
Yes.
I think we'll be going into some of the eugenic stuff. As well as some of this stuff, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So, make sure, if you're interested in this topic, then let us know. If you've got any questions that we would like us to pose, also drop us a line and make sure you get your questions in. We haven't got a promo this week.
No.
If you'd like to get your promo featured on the show, you know what to do. Send it over to neverastraightanswer@gmail.com or just hit us up on the social or whatever and we can arrange it.
Yeah, you know where we are.
Send it over. And we'll big you up, support you long time.
Yeah, for at least
for $5. I'm joking. But other than that,
cheaper than that, aren't you?
We got news.
We have got
show's
news.
Not over.
It's not. No, it's only just begun.
It's only just begun. It's the news. It is indeed. It's the newsy news.
Yeah.
And you know what? Kicking off the news is a story that literally links directly to the show. I kind of bigged it up earlier. You might have seen it. Man who's had a pig heart transplant.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently he was guilty of stabbing someone in 1988.
What?
So does he deserve it? Is that what the headline means?
Is he a test subject, though?
What?
Oh, he could be the test subject, the first test subject to it.
Well, this is the headline. I can't go off anything more than this. It says, the man who received the world's first pig heart transplant once stabbed someone 7 times and left him on the paralysed.
Very nice, man.
Oh, he proper deserved it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, well, no, if no one better to have a pig's heart.
Oh, yeah, why not?
But what point being is, regardless of his past atrocities, whatever he's done in the past, you shouldn't judge him on that anyway.
No.
He might have served his time.
Yeah,
and all the
we
rest
don't
of
know
it.
the case.
Don't know the ins and outs of it, so I'm not going to judge him.
Yeah.
Miracle, and he's made history in terms of being the first patient to take payment like, to get a pig's heart.
Yeah.
Now, I can only assume this pig was pig-human/hybrid and was made to grow a human heart or a pig heart.
Or they could have done what they did with the mouse and produced it in a lab and grown it from the test tube itself.
Just grew it from like a template.
From the DNA, from the DNA
Maybe.
to add content.
I mean, would they tell you?
Well, yeah, a certain amount they will be able to tell you, but then there'll be certain points that they won't, obviously.
Well, the transplant was considered the last hope for saving his life. So, I mean, they did everything they possibly could.
No one else has got another fucking heart?
Well, potentially, no. Not a match.
Well, didn't come forward.
Well, maybe if he was a nicer chap, he might have had more people come forward. I don't know. But, I mean, it is ethically kind of weird. I mean, it's like, will this heart, reject the body? Or is it made specifically for this guy? Is it a perfect match in every way?
I've got a kind of thing about this kind of thing. I might sound like a right twat in a minute now. But he's doing it under the ethical reasons.
How do you mean?
As in keeping someone alive longer and longer. I mean, the amount of money that goes into
Yeah, I know,
health,
but I mean, it's like,
we're overpopulated to what we are now, unless we were spread out.
This sort of brings up the euthanasia argument in a lot of ways. It's like, is prolonging life the ethical thing to do? I mean, is it like, this guy obviously wants to live. He was more than willing to take a pig's heart. Yeah. And I'm sure he feels great.
Well, it comes down to a study that, the year 2000, we had 500,000 people die. But in the year 2019, we only had 18.9 thousand people die.
Yeah.
Which means that there's a lot less death. That means there's a lot less within society because we have to produce a lot more. But we haven't got the land or the techniques, which goes into GM, which they're trying to get the techniques to try and get more when we shouldn't be having more.
No, I think we
should be having it right.
Yeah, I think the means to feed the world is definitely there. It's just how you distribute it and get it out to people. When you've got companies saying, you've had a natural disaster, we'll help you out with one hand, but it's just a ploy to fuck you over long term. That's not a good move. That's a seriously psycho move from a business perspective.
The amount of people who need help in this world at the moment, and it just
I know, but it's these people who have got the power to do things about it, and they don't see shit like natural disasters as a means to actually go, do you know what, that's really affected me, I'm going to do everything I can possibly can to help.
Every now and
the
again,
mindset of these people is, there's an opportunity for me to profit.
That's it.
And that isn't the way. Yeah. And it's a shame that it's the people who think like that who seem to have the most money and power.
Yeah. It's because they've
really
like that
boggles my mind, And honestly, I think it's more the fact that people who have nothing are more open to
human life is cheap
now. New ways of thinking and being like more progressional. But we've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. So what do you think about it? It's horrible. But
it is.
People
it's horrible, but you got to think of
humans
it.
Humans are dicks.
Contents,
and talking about a big dick, Boris Johnson.
The biggest dick of all.
In fact, because we know Boris Johnson, he likes a good party. Let me hear you say yeah. So Boris Johnson, everyone's calling for him to be sacked.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Partygate has hit an all new level. Now, this is brilliant. I mean,
apologise to the Queen.
He apologised to the Queen twice, right? If that's not cause for fucking getting your box of shit packed up and out of there rapid, I have no idea.
But the problem is, who do we throw in place? And that is the reason why he has never gone.
I mean, I like a good party, but I need to just knock this party atmosphere down a minute, Boris. Sorry about that.
You'll get him jumping in here, dancing.
I know, we can't have parties all the time, you know what I mean? But new allegations, new information has come out about, most offices do this actually, beer o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
Now, in the normal circumstances, I would have no problem with a beer o'clock on a Friday. Yeah. Knocking off an hour early so you can have a social pint with the work colleagues.
Yeah, it's good.
In a normal situation, you crack on, but not when we're being told to be locked down, no social, no socially, parties, no close contact. You're only allowed to see one other person outdoors, all the rest of it. And it's come out that wine o'clock was a thing every Friday over at number 10. There was tales of 2 office parties that were previously unknown about. Leaving dues, where they sent a member of the team out with a suitcase to Oddbins or wherever to fill up the suitcase and covertly bring it back into number 10.
Dirty. That's our money.
Not only that, they bought a mini fridge.
What?
Yeah, to keep in the office, to keep the wine cold. Yeah, for said Friday nights or Friday evenings.
What the fuck? We give them the tax money and they think it's a fucking
It all sounds
spread.
really ridiculous when you say it. I mean, I'm like, the cheek.
Well, what about the cops?
I mean, normally, what would you think? It's fucking, man, this is so fucking ridiculous that I can't even believe I'm saying, I can't believe he had a party, I can't believe he had cheese. What a fucking
That's about
atrocity.
4 parties, isn't it, now?
Oh, no, it's like at least 8.
See,
Yeah.
and
It's
I
at
want to know.
least 8 that we know about, and then he just keeps saying his rehearsed response.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see what Sue has to say about it on the report.
Apparently, she's a bit of a bulldog, this girl. And
I want Sue to rip him a new one, basically.
Yeah. I want to just find out the truth and tell us what's what.
The interesting thing is, they've obviously got a mole within number 10. Now, not only there's Chinese spies in at number 10, but we've also got somebody on the inside who seems to be putting out sensitive material. I mean, we had the Matt Hancock leak that came from inside number 10, where security footage was leaked, and obviously a picture of Matt Hancock.
Well,
2 seconds away from slipping of the length.
One of the parties
was sent out. This
could have
party,
been the police.
Well, this party was, CCTV footage of Boris Johnson sat outside number 10. So somebody's obviously got access to the CCTV.
Yeah. And why didn't he send charges there?
Oh, I'd love to see this guy's personal collection. Because I reckon he's got stuff that we ain't even seen yet.
Oh, yeah, I hope so. Because
I just say release the lot, mate.
There are photos.
You're my hero, whoever you are.
Apparently, there are photos and possibly videos from computers showing on parties.
Oh,
Apparently,
really?
Yeah, he's one of the papers, he's got it, and possibly going to let him out.
Well, what do you
Hopefully.
think? I mean, do you think it was a step too far? Do you think this guy's, out now? I think who replaces him, and why? If they were good enough to do the job in the first instance, they would have been doing the job.
Yeah.
So to make you think that they're going to be any more fucking qualified or any better than Boris is just a laughable fucking scenario, really, isn't it? I think the whole system, Labour government, Conservative government, I personally have literally fucking lost the plot with both of them. I can't be arsed with either of them. I think in terms of a new party going in, there needs to be something. I think this government that we've got now it's done. I think the options we've got now, and it's the old South Park thing, it's like sick of voting between a turd and a douche.
Well, yeah, but now we've got taking over the Lib Dems, another party. I think it's the
Monster Raving Loony Party.
No, I can't remember.
The
Basically,
Green Party.
it's a Brexit party.
So basically, I know, but don't tell them that because they'll just go, "Oh, those racists."
No, because what's his name?
You rebranded, did you, Farage?
No, Farage ain't in it. Farage is on GB News. Farage possibly could go back into it, but it's roughly the same people, but it's a chance for change. They want to get into power so they can change the way things
that they're all apologising now because they've been caught out.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this was a lot of these were nearly a year and a half ago now, and they're only just getting caught out for it, so now therefore only just apologising for it.
They're your employees. So, as a citizen, would you want to sack him for it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, then he should be sacked for it. Because we're the one who pays his bill. We're the one who got him into power. I know we've got, other MPs who take the decisions.
Well, he'd argue that he was the one who got himself into power. And we don't pay his wages. He relies on WhatsApping lords and ladies and asks them for an extra 17 grand to do a bit of refurbishing. Yeah. Anyway, Boris Johnson, you're a tit. Yeah. Hope you go. See you later, son.
Yeah. Talking about tits, what about Mr. Prince Andrew?
Fucking hell, what is this? The numpty hour? Is this the nonsense?
I think it is.
Nonsense numpty hour.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly in.
Yeah.
Andrew
lost his HR, hasn't he?
He's lost his HR. He's lost it all, man.
Queen ain't
regardless of whether you did it or not.
Yep. And he's selling the chalet. Now,
does the Queen know? Well, his chalet.
Yeah, he's got one chalet. He's paid
selling his mansion, mate.
$250,000.
He's selling his mansion, and they're looking into it.
Yeah, but he's selling his chalet as well abroad. He's the only money that he was getting was about $250,000. He was getting off his mum.
They're looking into this sale of his mansion at 15 million. Said that it's some dirty money involved. So I don't know what they're looking for there. But I think seems that whether the Queen and the royal family know something more than we don't, because obviously he's denied it to the back teeth to the media. But at the end of the day, he's a private citizen now. And the fact is that, regardless of whether he did it or not, he has now been stripped of all of his honours. his military ranks, his HR. So even though he's Prince Andrew, he can never be Your Royal Highness Prince Andrew. When does he ever use it, really?
All the time. Apparently, through people because he was in the Falklands War and that, and there were quite a few soldiers who said he's an arrogant bastard. Apparently,
well, it would be, wouldn't he? To be honest,
and people have met
his mummy's favourite.
Well, second child, isn't it?
Well, do you think that obviously now he's a private citizen, it'd make it easier for the United States lawyers to, do him over this?
Yeah, because he's going to definitely have about a 7-hour Skype call because I don't think he's going to leave the country. But they're looking at bringing his kids and his wife into it, Fergie and
Bloody
his
hell.
kids. But because they're not named on it, they don't have to appear because they're out of America. It's only if they were in America, then they'd have to appear. But
the Grand Old Duke of York, he's not doing very well, is he?
He's not. Will he survive it?
I don't think he will, to be honest. I think
even
to
if
be honest,
no guilty.
He's putting up with a lot right now. Yeah. I mean, it's
could come to actual charges later on, depending on what happens.
On the flip side, is he built for this shit? I mean, the fact that he's been in the public eye for so long during his life, does that give him that coat of armour to be able to deflect all this media attention, regardless of whether it's true or not? I mean, he can basically go, nah, I'm the prince. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Well, he can carry on being arrogant
diplomatic immunity.
But I think that's probably what put him in this position in the first place. He definitely must have been told that don't hang around with this fella, he's just come out of Nick for being a paedophile.
Well, he did, didn't he? He said he went round to his house to tell him he can't be friends with him anymore, and stayed another 3 days and went out partying with a guy. Yeah, and then, that sounds like it.
Yeah, and then Roberts was supposed to have gone round.
No, he said he was staying there, but while he was there, he broke off his friendship with him, but stayed an extra few days.
Yeah, and there was pictures of him actually opening the doors to young girls and that.
Is this like, I mean, how can you expect anyone to believe that? I mean, look, time will tell on this one, I think.
It will,
but, obviously...
There's more to come, definitely.
I found this really interesting story. Well, I say interesting. I'm into time travel, so, it piqued my interest. This is a time traveller off TikTok who's been making bizarre predictions about this year. Obviously, we do the Nostradamus episode, and I thought, making predictions is quite an interesting one. Yeah. I'd like to make some predictions this year for maybe a couple of years down the line, and we can revisit the episode maybe and see if we got any of it right.
I would. You probably won't like it, but I would.
Well, no, I'm quite happy to go with that. But we'll do that at some point. Well, this so-called time traveller who's been basically putting up stuff on social media saying there's a load of predictions for 2022 that range from the far-fetched to the damn right crazy.
Oh yeah.
Right, so this time traveller is saying that we will discover Atlantis in the middle of the ocean, in the Atlantic.
About time. What, are they going to come back?
A lot of people say Atlantis is a fictional place and we'll never find it because it doesn't exist.
Well, then,
But one of the things he did say, which does tie in with the Nostradamus, is we will have a few days of darkness.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, he predicts one thing that will happen is a volcano will erupt, which will plunge us into 3 days of darkness.
Yeah, so
or a few days of darkness. And it will also, obviously... it'll black out the sun, let us, that'll really fuck us up. But he's also saying that an alien race living under the ground will emerge and make themselves known to us.
Oh, okay.
Very tall aliens, apparently.
Right. Well, reptile.
Well, he's saying that they'll invade us. We've got invading aliens as well as aliens that live here. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So this is the middle ground, is it?
So and he's also saying build a bunker. He's saying super volcano eruption, but he's giving you dates, so he's saying July 4th for that one.
July 4th?
Yeah, apparently.
Right. When did we get raided by aliens? When did they come up?
Around March.
When did they come down?
I've no idea, but he said to expect this from around February. Atlantis is going to be discovered on the 2nd of February, apparently.
The 2nd of February?
Yeah, so we'll let you know if we do.
Open, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it might not be reported till like 10, 15 days later or a month later.
I mean, these are all big claims.
They are, yeah. Well, we're going to have to see what happens if he's a Nostradamus or not.
Hey, maybe he is.
He might be.
That's what I'm saying. I want to try and make some predictions and see how we stack up. in the future. I mean, maybe we come back to it in 2 years and say, what did we get right?
Yeah.
See what happens.
We're still in the pandemic.
Any news you wanna any news you wanna deliver?
Yes, our rivers, lakes, streams are all filthy.
Oh God, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, when did you find this out?
Absolutely filthy. It come out yesterday. A report come out yesterday saying that.
Where they went, look, right, the water shopping trolley ratio is way off.
Feces.
There's too much fucking piss.
Yeah.
There's too many Coke cans, Coke bottles.
Someone's had a big shit, man.
In this river.
Just look like a fish.
Well, you know what, right? It's a weird hobby, but magnet fishing, I've got to respect those guys, right? Yeah. I've seen them down the canal.
They're cleaning the canals.
The rivers. They're finding interesting stuff. They're finding stuff they find interesting, let's face it. I mean, I'm not going to mock them or anything, because like I say, they're doing a fucking great job.
Yeah, they're doing a clean-up as well.
I mean, they're smashing two things there, because they're not only helping the rivers, but they're helping the scrapman. Yeah, because all that scrapman has to do is go to any siding of a canal nowadays, and he's going to find a load of metal.
Yeah,
where the guy's dragged it out magnet fishing, he's took the bits he wants and left the rest. So you know what I mean? It's all great in my opinion. That stuff.
Well, apparently slurry, sludge, all members of stuff are hitting the riverways, and we need to basically clean it up, because imagine if we went out camping now.
Well, why is this not a thing, right? We all live here in this country, right? So we have jury service where people are expected to go out and do the jury service, which is part of the penal system and the judiciary system, I suppose you could call it. But we're never asked to do anything environmental.
We take things for granted.
I mean, why is there not a policy? I mean, national service doesn't just have to be war related. I mean, you could be expected to do a level of national service in your teens and 20s where you go out and every member of the society is expected to do a bit. Whether that's cleaning up the rivers, whether they're going out planting trees or reforestation or rewilding. There's so much that can be done, but nobody's prepared to do it. So if you made it mandatory, where it's part of your education, part of your
courses.
What's the word? I mean, like it's in your national curriculum. Where part of your science, in terms of like biology, right. Factor it into biology, factor it into science.
So many ways you could do it.
A way that you're going out and you're instilling the importance of keeping the nature there, in your kids. And it also brings the community together in terms of remember when we did that? Why don't we do more of that? Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Get the community spirit together, but it seems
like national service doesn't necessarily mean oh shit, we need to get everyone together just because we're kicking off. It could be used for very, very positive ways and impact, but
there's no money in it. That's why they don't do it.
There doesn't need to be money in it, because at the end of the day, when it's just people have the power. We don't rally for anything but negative shit. Partially. I mean, for little pockets of it. But when was the last time, we had a big rally where everybody got on board something positive? Anyway, discussion. Mexico.
All right.
We're talking about food earlier and corn and stuff, cereals. Kellogg's. Mexico seized 380,000 boxes of Kellogg's cereal.
Whoa, were they hungry? What's going on there?
No, this is the difference, right? So they basically claim that it breached laws in design, that were approved basically about children's diets. So basically they're saying that the image on the box was against the law regarding their laws regarding food and children standards, and what they can eat and obesity and all the rest of it.
That's good.
But they're saying obviously the image on the box wasn't
stating a different purpose to what it actually can give you.
Yeah, it was just a cartoon, but basically it was a breach of recent legislation to improve kids' diets. So why would that be a problem?
Yeah, I don't say.
What you want my kids to be healthy? Are you cheeky bastards?
Like what we were just saying about changing the way society is. That's what they're doing there. They're changing so their kids actually don't have diabetes and they're eating better.
Well, no, because I think the cereals are aimed at healthy eating. They've got that's what they've got on the box. They've got something regarding kids eating healthily, and Mexico have gone, no, we don't want this message going across to kids. I don't know. I mean, is it a negative or the positive? It just seems like it's a bit of a weird one. When it comes to a cartoon
sounds like
on a box of cereal that is
if it's just
promoting improving kids' health.
Well, it depends on the picture of the cartoon.
They seized all the boxes of cereal, including cornflakes and Special K, reportedly.
Special K as well. Oh, my days.
Wow, it's crazy.
Wow, it is.
So, have you got anything else?
Cocoa Pops got through.
I've got loads of food-related news stories. Obviously, we keep him themed on this show. Djokovic is not a food.
He's not, but he's a tennis player, and he's not playing at the Open.
Well, I've got to say, because obviously we discussed Australia and stuff the last couple of weeks. Based on what I've seen this week, I've got to say Djokovic maybe a bit too arrogant for his own good. I think maybe the fact that he went over there with...
He's cut his nose off to spite his face.
I mean, going over there with not the correct information is one thing, and trying to get away with it, or trying to say that he had certain exemptions or whatever. Yeah. When Border Patrol are saying you haven't, they're pretty strict guys anyway, right? So, you can't really fault him for just doing the job. But...
No, true.
It's what it does is I mean, obviously, we all kicked off because he's a celebrity, right? And he's a world champion tennis player and all the rest of it. But if it did anything, it highlighted the conditions that other people were facing over there anyway, right?
Well, but he broke the rules over in different countries.
No, totally. I mean, he claimed that he'd not been to Spain, when he had, right, a week before or whatever. Yeah. So maybe he was a bit too arrogant. Maybe. Everyone jumped on his side just because of who he was too quickly. Yeah. Right? But, like I say, if it did anything, it's like, right, when photographers back in the day, when they were taking pictures of the conditions of mills and stuff like that, you might think that photographer walking through that mill taking a picture of a child who was working on a loom, underage, or whatever, might have been a bit crass just taking a photograph of that child, but it's those means that get that photograph to the right people who see it and go, shit, there's a problem here, right? And they're able to take that information and try and rectify it, and then there's no child labour, or whatever, because we've seen evidence to suggest it, right? So it makes me think, in that respect, where even though he was probably wrong, it shines light on the bigger problem. So these people over there who've been staying in similar hotels, who have been there for 3,000 days at this point, from the start of the pandemic, and they're still locked in, I mean...
His first match is on Monday.
I mean, but that guy, Nokovic guy, they said, oh, it's free to leave anytime they want. And this is what they're saying about these other people, but they're totally not.
Realistically, it's kidnapping.
Yeah, basically. I mean, obviously, this Nokovic, he's kind of got away with it because of his status. But it's good that it's raised the issue. I think if it's done anything positive.
Let's hope it has. But he's kind of shot himself in the foot, especially with.
Well, he drew his first match.
Well, he's got 3 ties on championships and stuff like that. 2 of them are injured. One of them's going to retire soon. So he's got he's got that little window to gain right to the top and get as many trophies and as many awards as he can before he actually gets hurt enough to retire. He's just shot himself in the foot. But to be honest, when I've been thinking about this, I to myself, I would have said, right, all right, you're not letting me in for this, right? I'm not coming to this tournament no more.
Yeah.
That's it. The tournament's closed for me no more. I'll go to all the rest unless they want to treat me, plus the same way. That's his choice. He could do. He could go home now. Realistically, if they let him go, he can go home.
Where's he from?
I think he's Romanian. I think he's Serbian.
Because there was another girl who wasn't she? She was in a similar situation where they were not letting her play another tennis. Random, but like I say, based on the information I've had from people who live in Australia, I mean, it's like the rules are tight.
They are pissed off.
But I think there's a lot of people who are pissed off, but there's a lot of people who see it as a necessary right thing to do. And I think they think he was a bit of a tit coming into the country unvaccinated, because obviously when it's been pushed to you that that's the right thing to do and you're, irresponsible.
We're not supposed to travel from any country to another country.
I wouldn't be allowed to travel if I haven't been vaccinated. Yeah. So I don't know how we got around that.
Because of name.
Tennis,
and you have a private plane and he'd be able to get through there and then go to the airport, right, give us a lick of that stick. Right, I passed, right, let's go through.
This is it. It's all about exemptions and stuff like that. And I mean, this is what goes into what we were talking earlier about how a lot of exemptions got brought in because needs must, because we need a vaccine and all the rest of it. The FDA in America, they do a lot of the, well, we're not allowing that product, that's dangerous. They're responsible for the Kinder Egg debacle. You're not allowed Kinder Eggs in America, they're illegal. Because they have a law that says no toys are allowed in chocolate. And, it's a choke hazard and all the rest of it, so they don't allow Kinder Surprise over there. But one product that they've banned for 70 years, is French dressing.
French dressing?
Yeah, apparently.
So it must have changed within the French dressing somewhere along the lines. They lack the rules.
It's got vitamins and minerals. After 70 years, the federal government have decided that French dressing no longer needs regulations. They don't need to regulate it. When the standards of identity was established in 1950, French dressing was one of 3 types of dressings they identified. The Food and Drug Administration said that the final rule posted in the Federal Register on Thursday, and the other 2 were mayonnaise and salad dressing. So I think they were just more because they were creamy based, and they were, they had rules on bringing like more dairy style condiments in, potentially.
Potentially. Well, talking about mayonnaise,
I can't believe mayonnaise.
I hate stuff myself, but milk, ketchup, mayonnaise, vinegar products could be soon banned in England.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
Chippies will shit a brick.
I know, won't they just?
Like what? No salt and vinegar?
Nope.
No tomato sauce?
No, you can have no vinegar. I've got to have vinegar.
I mean, the gravy's even got a high concentration of vinegar in it. Come on.
Well, but it's not actually about the product.
Right, this is the plan, boys. We're going to make Britain bland.
Yes.
Yeah, go on. What's it to do with then? Why are we not allowed to, lace our dinners with condiments anymore?
Because of the plastic.
Well, I can tell you now that ketchup comes in a glass bottle.
Yeah.
So does vinegar.
Yeah.
Right. So pull another
mayonnaise.
One. If you want me to return my glass bottle for 25 pence back, I'll do it. But don't tell me I can't have vinegar.
But
pickled onions?
Single-use plastics.
But it doesn't seem to be. They've registered and named loads of vinegar-based products. So there's rather a problem with getting vinegar or the banning vinegar, which means as a byproduct, all the products that are vinegar-based are out the window too. They can't be from the plastic bottle because, like I say, most of that doesn't come in plastic bottles. They come in glass bottles.
It's been 7 years since he started the change. 2015, he started the changes, in supermarkets and that, and trying to get rid of like plastics and like extra packaging. Even though they're not doing a really good job about it.
They've gone from being glass bottles, a lot of them, to squeezy bottles.
Yeah.
So they've gone the other way, right? They've not gone, we're trying to get rid of plastics. We've gone, we're going to have more plastic. Yeah. We were in a glass bottle, but now we're plastic bottle. In fact, you can have the choice if you want. Do you know what I mean? So why bother giving us the choice? Why don't you just put it in one packaging, and make it more sustainable, like glass, which is easily fucking reused or
but you remember the 80s with glass everywhere, smash bottles everywhere. And
but when are you going to see glass,
but
Tommy K bottles down the street? It's not like you drink it. It's like you're drinking beers.
No, I know, but you do in the 80s and that. You used to walk down the streets all the time.
You've got more chance.
Glass all over.
You've got more chance. It's like that now, mate. When you ride a bike around the streets of Manchester, you will know what I'm talking about.
Take away the plastics and put more glass in, then it's going to be a lot more.
Beer bottles are glass now.
Yeah.
And I still see glass on the street. Yeah. So, I mean, the argument between whether my tomato ketchup bottles glass or plastic is beside the point, because I never see broken tomato sauce bottles strewn up the street. I see beer bottles and spirit bottles, and I see other bottles, but I don't see condiment bottles.
Yeah, but that's because you don't walk down the street drinking a fucking
exactly. That's it. It goes in the waste. or the recycling, that argument only applies to a product that is already still remains in a glass bottle. They never changed beer over to plastic. They did at festivals and stuff,
plastic
but for safety. But your average consumer will go to a shop and buy a glass bottle beer, right? That will never go away, right? So the argument of saying that there's more glass in the streets because of that,
there's more. Well,
I think it's just that we've got more
milk bottles.
We've got more people
bottles
cleaning up the glass, like driving around in the little street sweepers.
Yeah.
We never had them in the 80s.
Well, that's true. We had a man in car.
We had a man with a brush trigger.
Yeah. Go on, trigger.
Great trigger. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think, is this... Well, go on. So what is there more to this story? There's got to be. They're saying it's plastics.
Not really. It's down to, because they started in 2015, the changes of, trying to get rid of certain items, because we've been talking about it for fucking generations, you know what I mean? But they started to do a little move on it.
Yeah, I know, but they tried to do that. So, all right, then, carrier bags.
Now we're out of Europe, we can put...
Shopping bags, big one for me, right, what they've done there is they produce no less carrier bags, I don't think, right? Now, all that's done is created a profit margin for the retailers,
less plastic
because...
out.
Well, there's less plastic out, but they're still putting plastic out, and now they're charging you for it. So, at the end of the day, it's like you're paying up to 10 pence for a bag, right?
Bag for life, that's what they want you to have.
But it's not a bag for life.
No, but you get bags for life. If you go out and go shopping, you can get a bag for life. And they expect you to remember every time that you go to the shops that you're going to have that bag for life.
Right, well, I'd rather them just take away bags altogether, because then that forces you. It's like when I go to a shop now without my mask. Or if I go to the shop and then I realise I've not got my mask as I'm going, I go, oh shit, and I have to go home and get my mask, right? It's the same thing. If I've got no option to buy one while I'm there, or be given a provided one when I'm there, it means that I've got to go, oh shit, I've forgot my bag. Right,
and next time you won't forget.
Exactly, but at the moment they're going. Well, we've still got a few for preferred customers, but it is sem pizza.
I think it's sort of like a teaser, like we're going to take these away. We're charging you for them if you want one, but we're going to.
They don't take them away. Is the point?
They don't do it fast enough. Is the point?
Right. So
realistically,
do it faster, people.
Yeah, get your shit into gear, man.
All right, I'm losing my voice now, so we're gonna make this. We've got only a few news stories left, but. Really good ones. I've got to try and find you.
Biden lost his day in court with giving everyone they had to have the injection. They had the day in court.
Oh right, is this the medical professions? So what happened there?
Well, basically, someone took him to court and went, "Well, I've just been sacked from my job because I can't work there because I haven't had the needles." Bang, right, took them at court and they won.
This is the problem, isn't it? What do you expect these people to do for a living? I mean, they've spent their entire lives dedicating themselves to a profession that is there to serve and help people, to fucking aid them to the recovery of fucking health,
and
and help, exactly, right? So these people have dedicated their lives to medicine, right?
Didn't have to.
Only to now be told, sorry, but if you don't do something that you're not prepared to do, you're going to lose your job. I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, they were going, anybody who could do the job, if you've been out of the job for 10 years, we want you back because we were struggling. Now, these people who are unvaccinated, who are covering for...
The ones who are ill, who were already vaccinated.
Exactly, So, I mean... you can't have your cake and eat it. I mean, at the end of the day, these people, they know medicine better than you, right? They know medicine better than me, and they know medicine better than Boris Johnson, right? At the end of the day, these people know their own bodies. They know if they've got high immunities, if they've been around a lot of COVID patients and still not been infected. These people don't want a vaccine for whatever reason they don't want it for, right?
Or don't need it.
Can I just say, our medical professionals, right? So, I mean, am I going to take their advice, which I've been probed to do my entire life, whenever there's been an ailment, go to your doctor,
Yeah,
right?
if they turn around and argue against the case, struck off straight away.
Right. So, I think the whole argument of being, losing your whole career for your belief is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
something like this.
Well, if they've won their court case against the US government, then it's look at the UK when we enforced all those fines for breaking COVID laws.
Yeah.
They were all squashed.
Yeah.
All thrown out because there was no leg to stand on. It was bullshit. A lot
the
of
party
it.
ones weren't, but the enforcement on the street.
Like I say, what do you expect these people to do? It's not like they can go. I used to work I worked at the Gap, and now I've been sacked from there because I won't get a vaccine. I'll just go into another form of retail. Yeah. It's not like that. No. It's the medical professionals. What they're going to do is rather go private and work with only unvaccinated patients.
If I was him, I would sue the government. Then I'd get my nice little payout, and then I'd either set up my own practice or I will partner with someone else.
But I mean, it's like saying, obviously there's people out there who need treatment who might say, well, look, I need treatment. I'm unvaccinated. Yeah. The hospital won't treat me because I'm unvaccinated. To come in next. So, that's a good opportunity for a new healthcare system to emerge out of the United States. Where the unvaccinated sacked majority of the healthcare system do their own thing. They do a breakaway from the current system
and get yours.
You set up your own healthcare service.
Thanks to the government payout.
Well, yeah, of course, because I'm obviously fucking a lot of money coming their way.
But that's what government should do. People who've got ideas, who've got good ideas.
Now,
put things.
Look, the US healthcare system only operates on insurance claims anyway. So you stop going to them means they've got no funds, which means they have to shut down, which means more people are coming to your practice because you're still open and you're willing to give help and love and support and medicine to the people of if you're vaccinated or not. I don't know. Somebody out there listening to this, some cogs are going around their head now. They're going, I'm going to fucking do that. Well, just give credit where credit's due and at least name a wing after me.
Left wing.
The left wing. Yeah, that'll do. Face masks.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Apparently, this is a new poll that's come out. I kind of totally agree with it because it does wonders for you. Face masks make people look more attractive, apparently, studies find.
Cheeky bastard.
I know, yeah. Well, I'm sure they do because you can't see fuck all of the face.
Can't hear him either.
Can't see the god-awful mouth.
Then again, dating these days, it's fucking hard these days.
I know, yeah. I just get a snog in.
Yeah. Can I take my mask off for a snog?
Well, researchers at Cardiff University were surprised to find that both men and women were judged to look better with face coverings.
You know what?
It's all in the eyes, isn't it?
You know what? I was just about to say that. Eyes. I'm going to start fluttering my eyes now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, baby.
Ooh, hello.
You see, this is it, isn't it? Because, obviously, most people would say your eyes are your best feature.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's covering two of your features. Two of your most prominent facial features of face mask. Your nose and your mouth. Yeah. So if you want to rely on just your best feature of your eyes, face masks are quids in, innit? As soon as you take your mask off and you've got a bent nose and an overbite.
Well,
it's like shattered the illusion, and that's why I think beards are so popular.
Well, you keep your mask on all the time then, don't you?
Do you not think beards are that popular because of that? I think there's people out there who've married men, when they had a beard, and they've always known them to have a beard, and then they'll shave it off one day and they'll go,
what the fuck?
I don't love you anymore. You're not the man I married.
No, fucking Shrek.
Yeah, totally. If you've had that experience, let us know. We'd be interested to find out.
Yeah.
Did the shaving of a beard ruin your love life?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I've got some. Have you got any more news? Oh, God.
Nah, just NASA, mate.
I was going to say, I've got some NASA news. Did you hear about the Pentagon launching a new UFO office? We have talked about it recently on the show. But it is actually going ahead now. So the new Pentagon office will investigate sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, but long-time UFO enthusiasts are a bit sceptical.
As usual, and good and greatly so.
Hey, they're talking about us.
The amount of times.
Well, according to NBC, putting out a new aerial phenomenal photographs and all the rest of it isn't really that much. Obviously, it seems a bit...
They're still disguising
bogus, isn't it? It's disguised, right? So, putting out this office, I think we said a couple of weeks ago, it only works if the government who hold the information and reports and files from way back when are prepared to share them.
Yeah.
So they're not.
Totally. So, I think because some of it's going to scare us, which if it's we need to know what's going to be coming possibly for the future.
Yeah. Well, Ron James, a spokesman from MUFON, said he's very, which obviously investigates UFOs and flying saucers. He says the creation of the new office was codified in National Defence Authority Act, passed in December, which calls for an establishment of office, organisational structure, and the authority to address unidentified aerial phenomenon. The topic has been received renewed interest in recent years after publications of videos by the... Bullshit. That was not blown up because of that. Yeah, it's been like that for ages, and now it's like they seem to be taking credit for it.
Yeah, this is it.
I do apologise. I can't speak tonight. This is not what you want out of a podcast host.
But that's the way they are. You know what I mean? The bit them at the top, want to grab as much attention and much power, much money as possible.
We did it. We're the best.
We are the best.
Anyway, we've been sceptical about it for years. You know what I mean? Mars meteorites. Did you hear about this? It was a meteorite off Mars.
Yeah.
Or believed to originate on Mars. And they did want to have a look at it to see if there was any signs of life on there. Nah.
Nothing.
Yeah,
not a strap of piss.
No, nothing.
Fart molecule.
No signs of life when it concerns... it just basically was a bit of water and rock, but no life. That's why they were interested into it, because it was a bit of water on it.
There, yeah.
But think about it, if it's a meteorite whipping round space, it might have just got some, condensation build up. I don't know.
Well, we're supposed to have got all this water from the bashing of the meteorites hitting us and having so much.
That was a big meteorite with a lot of water on it.
No, I mean,
we got all this water from a meteorite.
400,000 years of
really?
Getting hit bombarded by
meteorites. So they've been drop shipping it, delivering it bit by bit. Spermazoa.
No, it's basically how life can.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah. There's a certain name for it. Have you heard about the James Webb Telescope? Has just done its first find, and
that was quick.
It was, wasn't it? A mini monster black hole. Now, I understand the mini.
A mini monster.
Yeah, I don't understand the monster.
Just don't feed it after
What's
midnight.
It saying about if it's because there has been a...
Well, if it's been there because they've discovered it in the middle of our galaxy, haven't they?
Yeah,
right.
But
if it's been there for ages, then what harm's it doing?
Over the last couple of years, though, they found quite a few small ones in our solar system, which was surprising, and now they found another one. So how many are there, and what could the reaction be?
I reckon they're more common than you think.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think there'll be stuff that we discover about space that we thought were like,
string theory,
just like crazy out there stuff, but it'll be coming like the fact that now they're everywhere.
For me, it works for like string theory.
Wormholes.
Because apparently it works out that you're going through different timelines, kind of thing. It's not necessarily the timeline is here in that.
Yeah,
really
totally.
Small.
I mean, that's an argument in time travel where you could argue, if you think of it as a river, and wormholes in terms of taking you there, that you might arrive in a period of history that is just taken up by a part of space-time that you've never been to.
Maybe
but that's contained in the 1940s.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Maybe a connection that actually makes that your body. Well, no,
it's a case of that. Rather than the river being a straight line, it's got bends and turns, and if you can cross the river at one of these bends, you can intercept a point in history that was, happening and happened, but you were able to bridge that gap and able to... It's not a case of that it's only time travel, it's a case of being across dimensional space to arrive at a point in time where it was the 1940s. I don't know.
Because it's so small, it's smaller than an atom. It's supposed to produce atoms, so
I will say
need a certain amount.
Space is fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
fucking everything's weird.
And, you know, what we don't know about it, we could put on a fucking postage stamp at this point. Yeah,
so we know a lot less than we...
One thing that we've just discovered, and this is quite interesting because we've done topics and discussions about similar things. There was a study with twins, weren't there? 2 astronauts. One who spent a lot of time on the space station and one spent a lot of time
Americans,
on the ground here on Earth. And basically, when he arrived back on Earth, the twin brother, his DNA was changed.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So, we don't... Oh, God, do apologise. We don't know yet the repercussions of spending a long periods of time in space.
6 months, I think.
Now, a news study has come out basically saying that we don't know why, but we're being in space causes us to destroy our blood. So space isn't easy on humans. Obviously, some aspects are unavoidable.
Yeah.
The vacuum of space, it's cold, radiation, asteroids, just being out in space, no gravity. But what is actually causing, the deterioration of
the blood cells within
body whilst we're in space? Obviously, we aim to be able to travel vast distances, and this could be something that totally stops us in our tracks.
Yeah, we might have to add to the blood, if possible.
Actually, going back on to the topic quickly, a little anecdote. He was talking about getting into the blood. There was a story about a general, or I think he was a leader of a country. When tomatoes were introduced into the country, he'd eaten one and died. Yeah, and people around him basically started calling the tomato a poisoned apple because they'd just witnessed or heard of the leader dying from eating one. Right, what actually happened was, and this is again going back to things leaching into your food. There was a high, I think, mercury concentration in the soil, and it leached into the water supply and got into the tomato. So when he ate the tomato, it was actually a high concentrate of mercury that killed him, not the tomato. Yeah, but again, goes to show you that if you introduce things into a fruit or veg, it can influence you later down the line.
Well, yeah. When was the last time, do you remember, that there was a bug in your apple? I can't remember the last time.
Then I've ever seen a maggot in my strawberry.
Yeah. But...
Well, because that's what the pest resistant, aren't they? But that's, again, where superbugs come from. But
right, in early December, brother got some apples, yeah?
A whole bushel of them.
Of apples. Now, we cut it open because it went past its off date, yeah? So we've cut it open and we've left it in the garden.
Yeah, they won't. They'll just go brown.
No, you know what? There is still looks good.
Would you still eat it?
A part of it I would still eat. Yeah,
really?
It really is, and it just shows you how much chemicals.
Well, look at that McDonald's. Somebody left a cheeseburger in a coat pocket, and found it 14 years later, and it looked exactly the same. Yeah. It didn't mold or anything or shrink. Fuck all. Anyway,
and that's all the shit.
Going back to this. Why humans might, obviously the blood cells are deteriorating while spending long periods of time in space. Yeah. So they've got to work out whether it's gravity or, one of the other reasons.
Yeah.
Could be a game changer, that. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Well, yeah, they definitely have to keep an eye out. But it'd be... the next person who goes up and got either lands and starts living on Mars or the moon, well, they're going to be the test subjects, aren't they? So they're going to be important.
Unless they've eaten them each other.
Well, yeah. You never know.
Well, there you go. Have you got any more news before we wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Because I can't physically talk anymore.
Warning for this weekend. Solar system warning. High speed.
If you're out in the solar system, watch your back. Take an umbrella.
Ejection is coming from the sun.
What, a coronal mass ejection?
Yeah.
I read about this. They said that it could be strong enough to bring down
all the lights.
Everything. Yeah, loads of stuff.
Well, there's a grade. There's a G1 to a G5, which G5 is extreme, and a G1 is moderate. And it seems to come out for this one moderate. But the sun has been blazing like hell lately, and it's like this. It's
climate change. That.
Well, yeah.
Climate change on the sun.
There is. And then we found a brand new supernova that actually X-rayed the universe.
And I want to know where to buy that print.
Yeah, I do as well.
That'd be lovely, that, wouldn't it?
2018 cow, which is the biggest ever seen.
Why cow? Don't have a cow, man.
Yeah, I think it come out and it means something, I don't know, like cosmic...
out of world.
Yeah, something like that. But this one is 10 times brighter than any other one that we've ever seen.
You're like, what the fuck was that?
New. It's still got... to what we see, it looks like it's actually still got a sun there. But that's not supernova, because a supernova explodes or implodes, which then makes either a black hole, a dwarf planet,
dwarf star.
A white dwarf, yeah, Dwight, a red dwarf and brown dwarfs and stuff like that. But this one is like remarkable, but also it could affect us in years to come, realistically.
Well, there's a lot of start warnings in tonight's episode. Things have yet to come, from predictions to fucking getting diabetes and all types of shit.
My last one is, yet again, it has come again, the unknown object at the heart of the Milky Way is sending off a radio signal again, and then it is now disappearing again. So there's something going on.
I'm not saying it's aliens, yeah. But
there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the middle of...
I'd say that, when we got the wow signal and it was all like, shit, mate, that's summer.
Yeah.
When we're seeing that weekly now, or, we're seeing definite signs of, like, signal. It can't all be interference. There's got to be some sort of two-way communication at some point.
It's a communication...
Well, no, we know we've got the technology to send a signal back if there is a signal coming out, and if they're intelligent enough, they'll respond. Surely, maybe this is where this time travel's going. Maybe we are gonna.
Yeah, it could be. It could be us in the past or future.
I love that. That is us in. It's always been us.
Could be us in the future. You never.
We're
know.
like this fucking self-fulfilling prophecy, honestly.
Well, yeah. And that's the last bit of news I got, mate.
There you go. That's it. People. I think that's the show.
I think so.
Let us know if you enjoyed it. If you got any comments, queries, or suggestions, feel free to get in touch.
It's all free.
All ears. We love a good natter, and we love to hear from all our listeners.
We do.
It's always a pleasant experience, and we love you all. You can get us on anywhere you get your... You can speak fucking English, boy.
Yeah, I passed it on.
You can download us wherever you get your podcasts from any platform that you choose.
We're downloadable because we wear masks.
iTunes, Spotify, all that jazz. Go on to YouTube, find us on there, or alternatively go to our website at neverastraightanswer.co.uk.
Lovely.
We're available on Patreon, and buy us a coffee if you want to show us a bit of support.
Love a coffee.
Or you can support us through the website. We've got a support tab on the website. Go there, and there's plenty of ways you can help and get involved. We'll probably be back. We will be back.
We will be back. Yes.
Back next week.
Yes, as long as the world is still here, we will be here.
I know. Yeah, we don't quit.
We don't know what's happening.
We don't know what quitting is.
No,
quitting's for losers.
Yeah,
people with weird eyebrows. And that's it. That's the show. You can email us at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at neverstraightanswer or NASA_never. That's it.
It is
for the show. I had some shout outs, but
your throat ain't
I'm struggling. I hope you've appreciated all my effort tonight.
No,
I haven't got COVID. I promise.
Yeah, you better not.
I haven't. I did a test. It said negative. I did tests all week. They said negative.
Yeah, but them tests are like 7% fucking proof.
Well, that's what the government gave me.
Well, yeah, that is true.
And I isolated for fucking 7 days.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
so.
True,
what more do you want?
Well, I want another swab. I want.
It's Christmas dinner all over again. Right, well, that's us for the show. We'll catch you next week. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
And we've been Never a Straight Answer Podcast. Peace.
Out.